Good morning. And it's pretty awesome because we get to talk today about whether you're a new agent or a team lead and a seasoned agent to lead generate. It all comes back to the basics. And I think that's what we've really embraced this year as the market has shifted, is going back to the things that we were doing 5, 6, 7 years ago and seeing them still produce results.
Absolutely. You guys are welcome to either start now, or if you want to wait a few minutes and I think we're all a little bit early this morning. So if you guys want to give it a few minutes and let the room fill up, you're more than welcome. But if you're ready to start now, that's okay too.
I think we'll wait just for the people that are planning on it being 11 o'clock. So but we'll start right at 11.
And do we have mostly team leads in here or new agents, seasoned agents?
I think you have I'm looking at our roster of agents here on the side. I think you have a good mix. You have a couple team leads in here. I see a couple team agents as well. So I think you've got a little of both in the room.
Awesome. So that's what we were trying to touch on so we don't bore anyone. And
Is today your birthday? I know you were celebrating early yesterday.
It was a couple of days ago. It was on the 15th.
Okay, so I'm late. Well, I hope it was very good.
It was really fun.
Good. Y'all have all kinds of exciting things going right now, like anniversaries, birthdays. Y'all are doing all the celebrating.
Everything happens in May.
Yeah, May is it gets busy, and then it just stays busy through August, September.
And I think the awesome part is even integrating what this class is about is the things that we're doing. Those things can keep running while we are on vacation.
I love that. And that's a good one. That's what Donna was just talking about before you guys got on the call is her and her husband are actually one of our kind of teams that work together as well. We have a lot of couples in real estate with Radius, which I love.
Awesome. So we were talking about that, right? Trying to get some husband and wife teams together.
I was just talking with Joanna about that too. I kind of made my list. So you'll see more to come about that. But they're one of those couples, Donna and Jason, and they're up towards Mount Shasta in California. But Donna was just saying, she was like, I've kind of accidentally been on vacation, but Jason's still been working, but I've still been doing business. So you literally hit on exactly what we were talking about as you guys came into the room. So
I know. That's funny. Well, that would be awesome. I can't wait to connect with you guys.
Yeah.
I think I just saw Hannah pop in, maybe fall off and then pop back in.
She was in and out. Tiffany's there. Hey, Tiff.
So Tiffany's one of our amazing agents on our team. She's got lots of kiddos and just trying to implement everything and getting more consistent. And it is working. Social media for her has been key to
every single day before it's out. So it's you have a field day, you have an awards day, you have a fun day, you have this day, you have field trips. I'm like, okay. And Stacey, I'm going to tell you guys, if you want to pin yourselves, it'll make you kind of the center of the screen for everybody. And you can do that. If you look at the two little people next to each other and it shows the list of who's in the room, just the little, it looks like a pin thing, like a push pin. If you want to hit that, it'll make you guys kind of the center of attention here.
And good morning, Hannah.
I think
she's also on our team and brand new agent, young and brand new agent, and is same thing. The thing that's been the biggest tool for her has been just being consistent. When she's being consistent on social media, she's getting people to get pre-qualified, which is huge. And
that's exciting.
One of the topics, right, for today.
That's a great one. And we have a couple.
One thing I always tell the team too is don't I mean, Mike always uses analysis paralysis as the example, but it's better to do it than think about all day long what you want it to look like. The aesthetics of it. It's like you can get to that eventually, but just do it. Stop thinking about it and do it.
Yeah. And if y'all, I think, let me see here. If y'all have anybody that comes in, since you're set as the host now, if you want to allow them, you can, like the 3 dots next to their name, you can make them a speaker. That way, if anybody has any feedback, guys, feel free to mute yourselves while they're talking. Unmute if you have anything, to ask both of them about or anything to add. But this will allow everybody to kind of be able to talk freely back and forth, you guys.
Awesome.
And if you go to say something and no one replies, most likely you are muted. So make sure and unmute yourself. And I don't think that we have you guys pinned yet. You may want to try that again.
It shows
that it's pinned.
It'll make you really big across the screen when you are.
Yeah, that's what we look like.
Okay.
On our end. Like really, like it's just us and then you guys are to the right.
Okay. Well, that's okay then. That is totally okay. I'm not sure we're not seeing it on our end, but is everybody else seeing this correctly?
No. Hey, Michael, Stacey, it's Joanna. Hi, good morning. The option for pinning, do you say pin for all users?
Pin for everyone.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Awesome. So we have an exciting call at 1:30 too. There's a couple more agents that are thinking about leaving a certain brokerage and heading over to Radius. So I think they've been in touch with me hear about the experience. So that'll be cool. Should be a good
if you guys want to go ahead and get the ball rolling, the floor is kind of yours now. So we'll let you guys take off whenever you are ready. We're, a couple minutes out. So if you want to wait a couple more minutes, totally fine. But if not, then it's all yours.
So I think a lot of the people are the same people as like were in the room before. But what we were just kind of touching on was just, this is going to be for a brand new agent and then also a seasoned agent. And what we've really, yes, we are adding in some more fun and creative ways of marketing, but it all goes back to the basics. And that's something that we're going to touch. I'm going to touch on the basics, starting out on what to do when you're a brand new agent. And then I'm going to wrap up with, here's the plan that I'm doing currently. And we do have 2 of our agents also doing the same plan, but really, and then Mike, what are you going to talk about?
We'll jump into like online reputation stuff. So I'll give you guys a little background on us and an introduction. Obviously, Mike and Stacey, Hearthstone Homes down here in the Temecula Valley. I've been in the industry for about 15 years, started with the social media training company, and then eventually became the trainer for California Association of Realtors, Hawaii Association of Realtors, a lot of the local brands over the past, decade and a half, training agents on social media, video marketing, mobile technology. So all of the things that we all currently use, I've been teaching on it for a long time when nobody was ready for it, but traveled the country doing those types of things. So now I do that for us. And all of those things are kind of part of the lead generation. And, there's free ways, there's paid ways. So we'll touch on that. Stacey's been an agent now for 7 years.
Yeah, for 7 years. He tricked me. He's like, I think you'll be good at it. You'll answer your phone. I just know you'll follow through. And then we just had this kind of master plan of, okay, as soon as your business starts taking off, he would join me full time. And that's what happened. And it's been about 3 years now. And so he joined me full time 3 years ago, right before COVID. So it was,
I was on
an interesting transition.
I was on the corporate side with Compass actually. And then as her business was growing, decided to leave right before COVID. Obviously nobody saw that coming. And then quit the job, came home, we're going to run with it. COVID hits, and I became the substitute teacher for all of our kids. We have 4 daughters, and they were from elementary to high school. So I was here helping with that because, as all of you know, real estate during COVID just took off. And
yeah, there was times I'd have 16 in escrow by myself. And the awesome part is when it slowed down, we were able to go back to those basics that we were doing before and going, oh my goodness, we've got to get this in place so that during those ebb and flows, our business stays consistent. And that's really what we've been working on and just trying to implement with the team as well, is going back to those basics. And so should I jump into kind of?
Yeah, I think it's something important to realize and accept that like there's no magic way to create new opportunities. It all comes down to the hard work and meeting new people, adding them to your database, and those people that you already know and have a relationship with, make sure that they're in a database that is being touched. So right. As she said, Stacy will start with free ways and easy ways for a new agent or even an agent maybe that just hasn't done this yet. And then we'll jump into some other.
So just a couple quick things is I think I was on a team at one point, and what I realized from that is nobody has a secret sauce. It's doing it. So if being on a team, like for instance, our team, it's just elevating one another. We don't have the secret sauce. Everybody just needs to do the work consistently, but it's doing it and we're better together. And that's why we decided to partner up and then also to create a team so that we can all elevate one another. And one of my biggest, like my favorite book right now is The Atomic Habits. I'll just read and highlight just one sentence at a time. It just helps me remember, like I can always be, say, 10% better a day, or, just do that 2% better a day. And before you know it, you've built your database, which is what I'm leading into, is just obviously it goes back to, you need a CRM. You need to connect with people and get them into your CRM so you can put that plan of action together. And for us, you don't want somebody else, another agent, to get into the flow with your clients. You could give them amazing service and maybe they don't use you the next time. And it's not because you weren't a great agent, but it's because you weren't connecting with them consistently. So you weren't top of mind when that opportunity came. So you need to create your database, and that's free. You can start, if the easiest place to start is going to your social media, Facebook, Instagram. Think about those people that maybe and you can get them into your database. And I know we're talking about free ways, but one way I did do that by adding them was enticing them with, hey, I've got a little something I'd love to send you. Can I get your email address and your home address and your phone number? And then they would send it to me and I'd send them a $5 Starbucks gift card. And it was actually really well received. And that is one of the biggest ways that I was able to build my CRM and my database. And so from there, they're going to go into a plan, which we're going to talk about after Mike's speaking, is drip email, mail, calls, text, video, text messages, just staying top of mind and always putting their needs first and just being interested in everybody's lives. Once they're in our CRM, we also add them to a system called, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, HomeBot. It has been my number one conversion tool, I would say. And all it does is it just gives you the home that's $25 a month. But what's awesome about it, it's not like I put them in there and they just convert, but I can see how many times they've opened that. We get a phone call. It's like, hey, we need to see a house in Vista today. And before you know it, we're selling her house and helping her buy. So there's been so many people in there that it's like, it helps me control my CRM because I can look at HomeBot and see how many times are they opening that digest, and then know that I need to maybe make them a warm lead within our CRM and give them a little more attention. Call them, just ask, what's up? How is everything? What's going on in your life? How's your job? Just stay in flow with them. It reminds me to connect with them just a little bit more. And that has been my absolute number one conversion tool for $25 a month. Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think just kind of staying with that on social media, right? There's people that you interact with all the time and that you see in your news feed. And then there's others that you've been friends with for years, or you follow each other and there hasn't been that interaction. And I think that's a great place to start, to where instead of just seeing that it's their birthday and you post down there, happy birthday, take the time to actually send them a video message. There's some highly successful agents in our area. I was out golfing with one of them one time, and as I'm getting ready to tee off, he's on his phone shooting a video saying happy birthday. He's like, I haven't talked to this guy in 2 years, but it popped up on my news feed that it was his birthday. Everybody's saying happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. But he's like, I'm going to send him a DM through Instagram with the video message because, one, it's more personal. Two, I can see that he's viewed it, and I'm taking that extra step, and it took him 5 seconds. But those little things, and then you create those relationships and start creating that interaction and then adding them to whatever CRM that you use. So then you can start sending, those monthly plans as far as dripping on them with emails, text messages, postcards, whatever it is. She'll go into all of that. But I think that's a great, free, inexpensive way to start. And then even reaching out to them and kind of being more humble and just saying, hey, Stacy, I don't know if you know, I know we've been friends for a long time, but I'm a real estate agent. I just needed to share that with you because recently one of my friends, one of my family members, whatever, used the story, bought a house without me. And that's on me because I didn't do a good enough job letting everybody know. And even if it's not true, like they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. No, we'll definitely keep you in mind. And all you're doing is kind of putting it on somebody else, but sharing that. So that helps with those people. And then again, the interaction goes back into your CRM to where you can monitor what you're doing. Now kind of moving into more of the online reputation management. Everybody should have their Google business page up and running for them specifically. Some tips for that, again, and this is to create opportunities for you to generate leads, is with your Google business page, your listing for that business page needs to have your name. Realtor needs to be part of it. If you have a company name or if you're just an individual agent, with Keller Williams, Radius, whoever it is, however you're going to do that, make sure you have that as well as the area. All of that needs to be in the title of your actual business name. Like ours is Michael and Stacy Torres, Hearthstone Homes, Temecula Valley Real Estate Team, something to that effect. Again, for the search. So when somebody is searching for a Temecula real estate agent, real estate team, or they're just searching one of our names, we have a better likelihood of showing up and getting an opportunity there. Once you've done that and your business page is up and verified, you need to start getting reviews. Anybody can write you a review on Google. The great thing about that is it could be a character review, right? Zillow has to be a transaction. It's associated with a transaction. But your Google business page, it can be friends, family members, affiliates, you name it. The key with that is, though, you don't want to get more than 3 reviews a day. If you get more than 3 reviews a day, Google may flag your account and think that, you're either paying for them, they're not genuine, they're not authentic. So if you're going to send out, once your business page is up, you get that link, it actually prompts you, get more reviews, share your link, and you can start sending those out. So recently we just had to redo our business page. Our old one got suspended. It was a nightmare. We lost all our reviews and everything. It was suspended because we had it for years attached to a PO box. And then when we changed over to Radius and we were trying to change those things, they then identified, oh, wait a minute, you have a PO box here. It's been that way for 4 years. And all of a sudden, we were in front of them and they cut us off, they suspended. So we had to create a new one. Now we have 9 reviews. We're slowly building it back up. But it doesn't matter if you have 9 or 900. There's a couple other steps that you can go through that I'll share with you that can help you populate higher when somebody is searching in your area, that are all free. After you get your reviews, the key is to reply to those reviews with the minimum of 3 sentences. It can't just be like, hey, thanks, Christy. I'm so happy that you're in your new home and you chose us to help you. Like, you actually have to have, 3 sentences minimum in that, because that helps with you and your organic reach as you grow. The other thing is to upload 100 photos. Now, that can seem like, well, what, I mean, you know, whether you're an individual agent or a team, like right now, I think we've got like 15 photos. We've got our logo, individual pictures of our team, as well as team photos and some other things. But we need to start adding more and more photos. I just sat down through a webinar with some like Google specialists, and they're letting me know, upload your photos, and it could be listings, it can be pictures of things to do in the area, you name it, but you need to have those in there and added to your actual profile, because again, those types of things that are free to do will help you show up in that top 3 when somebody is searching for an agent in your area. So again, the whole purpose of all this isn't to give you things to do just because, it's to create an opportunity to get in front of more eyes, to create more opportunities and more leads.
And this is all at no cost, correct, Michael?
This is all free, right? Like, awesome. I mean, once you create your business page, there's no...
One of our great friends in real estate just closed on a $1.5 million deal from a free Google lead.
Yeah.
Like several of ours. And that's why, you know, we were getting leads and then having to recreate our Google business page right now. But we'll be back in business here.
Yeah. So it's definitely, you know, because we're always, especially today where, you know, the market is so uncertain, what's going to happen. And it's easy to get caught up in all the FUD, right? I made a video about that. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Like, the news is pumping that into the economy, the market, real estate, all of those things. So as us, everybody on this call, we're business owners, we're individual business owners. We have to make sure that we can sustain a firing off, you know, 15 deals in escrow kind of market, or a, hey, my pipeline is dry, where am I going to go? All these companies are calling me to spend money, but I need to hold on to my money because I don't know when that next deal is going to close, or whatever the case may be. So this is really a way for you to say, hey, I can do a lot of these things to increase my brand awareness and increase my lead opportunities for free, but staying relevant. And then being the positive, being that light in an uncertain market, to where it's like, hey, if you're listening to all of this news, like, don't be discouraged. There are still plenty of people buying and selling in this market. So,
and I say it over and over again, sorry, but the only consistent thing in real estate is change. So it's like, always be ready to go back to those basics and then add in a few other pillars of lead generation that might be specific to that market.
Yep. And then kind of going from like Google to social media, right? Many of us are using social media to interact with friends, family on a personal level, but really using that with intent for business. So most of you probably are on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn. After sitting through countless Zoom meetings and people trying to pitch me, really the top 3 that Google looks at, again, for organic reach are Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Now, our LinkedIn isn't great. And obviously YouTube, because YouTube is owned by Google. Our LinkedIn is not great, but we are very active on Instagram and Facebook. So much so that now we have our daughter, our oldest daughter is a freshman in college. She's starting to help and take over some of the social media posts. But really there, the key is, again, stories and reels, creating video. We have had closings off of Instagram. We recently have had a couple more people that have come through that were friends of ours from high school.
I literally just got somebody pre-qualified. We're going to start shopping. He's listing his house June 1st, and from junior high. Didn't even know the guy followed me and was like, hey, I don't know any realtors in California, but I see you always posting stuff. Do you think you could help me? Sent him to my lender and he got pre-qualified. And we're like, wow, like, I haven't seen you since high school. And it's just being top of mind when somebody needs you. And just so being consistent on the social media, you're top of mind for those people you may not talk to in your day to day.
And if you're not sure what to post, just remember RND. I think Tom Ferry says that all the time, right? Rip off and duplicate. Find somebody else in another market that you follow. All of us follow real estate agents on social media, and you're like, man, they're so good at that. take their content and then repurpose it for your own in your market. Chances are that great agent that is killing it on social media in Newport Beach, our like clients here, they don't know who he is because they're not interested in real estate outside of, hey, I bought my house, I sold my house, I'm looking for some DIY projects, and I know who my agent is. They're not out there following 10 real estate agents to get motivation from. Like, we do that. Yeah. So if you see something that's great, rip off and duplicate. We do that all the time. We'll take an idea. There's a couple we just followed on Instagram, the real estate agents. The videos are very easy, very just kind of from the hip. So we started a whole video series like that. They're not up yet, but we went, shot some videos, and we're going to break them down into 30-second clips for reels. And then we're going to use those same videos for YouTube shorts. And, you know, that way, organically, we show up, we're talking about the market, we're talking about our neighborhood, we're talking about real estate, and we didn't even come up with the idea. We just saw somebody else do it, and we tried to do it just like them.
So I have a question for you. Is there any in particular, like, you know, whenever you're talking about the different things you're posting and the things that are, you know, generating, what do you think is the most effective?
I heard you say, what do you think the most effective, but I didn't hear effective what? You're kind of breaking.
I'm so sorry. Whenever you're talking about posting on social media and the different things you're posting, picking it up from somebody else's, what kind of material do you see that generates, you know, the most feedback for you?
Kids.
Is there anything?
We throw our kids in there, all of a sudden, the feedback.
There you go, guys. If you don't have kids, borrow someone's. It works.
Borrow somebody's kids, animals, be polarizing, go against the grain.
I would say that, and just walking even new builds and speeding up the video. People love to see pretty things. And so they will, whenever he does, he'll walk new builds, sometimes just shoot some video, put some fun music to it, and post that. And that one gets a lot of views and a lot of interactions.
That one does. And then even keeping current matters, right? Like, they're their own company. You can sign up to get their access to all of their content because they're constantly putting it out. We pay for that. Or you could just follow them on Instagram, see what they're posting, and then again, rip off and duplicate, share that information.
Put your brand on it, though.
Yeah, people want to know what's going on in their market. You know, one of the things that we do here when we do door drops or mailers, we use Altos reports to give market data. I'll go and I'll door knock and I'm like, hey, I'm not here to ask you to buy or sell. I just wanted to give you an update on the market. If you ever need anything, I live around the corner. Here's what's going on in our zip code. And they're like, hey, thank you, right? Only one lady has ever told me no. And I was like, all right, have a great day. And you know, just kept moving. Everybody else wants that information. So if you don't have kids and you don't have pets, if you're giving them some sort of value with data that is proven, they'll want to see it. And, you know, don't be like, yeah, the market sucks. Interest rates suck too. So yeah, you should probably not sell your house. There's enough people doing that. You know, even innocently when COVID was here and people are like, oh, my agents, I can't believe another line out the door for this open house. You know, my buyers are getting exhausted. Like, don't post that. Like, nobody wants to see your frustration. Like, put a spin on it, right? There's anytime somebody asks us, what's the market like?
Opportunistic.
It's opportunistic, right?
What are you trying to do?
It's an opportunistic market. What are you trying to do? Your needs as a buyer or seller may be different than Tommy's needs as a buyer or seller. So it's an opportunistic market. You know, are you looking to invest? What are you looking to do right now? And so always spin it in a positive way because we control the narrative. As real estate agents, if we start saying how rates suck and there's no sellers, inventory's low, you know, days on market are high, whatever, that's what the public is going to listen to and regurgitate. But if we're saying, hey, there's an opportunity here, right? We've got tons of buyers and inventory is low. If you know anybody that needs to sell or, you know, you're being relocated, I'd love to talk to you and put a positive spin on it. Again, these are all free ways outside of time where you don't have to open up a checkbook, a credit card, anything like that to put that content out there. Now that you're doing that, you need to stay consistent. If you do it once, You know, if you sign up, our kids play soccer, our youngest plays soccer. If she went to the first practice and then never went again and just showed up on games thinking she's going to win, chances are not, right? If you go and you make one post or you get this database and you send one email and then you just looking at your phone, right? Waiting for it to ring saying, hey, this is going to ring. Someone's going to buy or sell. Like, no, you have to be proactive and meet new people and consistently add to the database. And all of these, again, are free.
And if anybody needs a list of ways to get contacts or things to do when you don't know what to do, feel free to email us. I have a post I actually just sent to the team. Like, there is always something to do that can help you create that or gather that data for your CRM. So if you need something, email me and I can send you a list of ideas.
Yeah, even door knocking. Like, we have a couple of things that we actually were given by, very successful agents in, I think they're like Pacific Palisades. And when they door knock, one of the forms that they use is it's just information on living trusts and things like that. Is your home in a trust? So instead of knocking on the door, hey, do you want to buy or sell? Do you know anybody that wants to? Hey, I see that you're the homeowner here. I'm a local agent. Just wanted to give you this flyer about living trusts. Is your home in a trust? Do you have a plan if anything were to ever happen to you? Does your family know who your real estate agent is? Do you have one? No? Well, hey, can I get on that list to be interviewed? Those types of things. And actually, one of the girls, I think if she's still on the call, Hannah, she did that, right? Brand new agent, went door knocking, wasn't asking for anybody to buy or sell, but hey, is your house in a trust? Here's some information on it, how you can do it. Here's a couple of contacts. And you keep moving. But now you're a source of information that maybe they didn't think about, and you left it with them or left it on their door. And for the most part, the only people that didn't take her information was because they were already in a trust, but everybody else was open to it.
And I know here at Radius that you guys partner with Ricky Carruth, and he is literally one of my favorite trainers because he's done it. It's proven. What he does is exactly actually what Mike is talking about, is just being a resource. If you can be a resource, you can get consistent, you can see what they need, just see how you can help them and befriend them and put them in your CRM so that you can drip on them, call them, check up on them. And that helps you, which kind of also leads into a book that I'm really pushing on our team right now. And it's called Ninja Selling. And I keep asking the team, read it from start to finish, but read chapter 24 and chapter 25. It is going to talk about how you get into the flow. And so with your past clients and people that you know, so that you can be top of mind when that time comes. Not everybody's ready to buy or sell today.
Yeah.
What agent is top of mind and has gotten into the flow with them on a monthly, daily, that the second they think, oh, I do need to sell. Well, who are you going to call? Oh, well, let me call Mike and Stacy because we're top of mind. They see us on the flyer when they're heading to the trash can to throw it away. Do they see our face? That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Do they get invited to the classes that we host? It's just being constantly thought of. So can I lead into mine? Or
well, before we get into paid ways and what she's going to talk about, is there any questions or anybody that wants to share successes or anything like that they've had with some of the things that we've discussed so far? Nope. Nobody. No.
I asked earlier a couple questions before you guys jump on. This isn't a very vocal group, so you just.
Well, I see Donna unmuted.
I do. I did a ninja course, and I love the ninja selling program, and it worked wonders getting our business off the ground. My husband and I are a team just like you do. I've been an agent for 8 years, a broker for a year and a half, and he got his license right before COVID too.
That's awesome.
Okay, good. Everything that you're saying it's just spot on.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, thank you for sharing. And that's just it. I mean, at the end of the day, you just kind of have to pick what works for you, and then know that to it, right? Another thing real quick before we get into paid things is events like this. One of the things that we did when we were at Compass is I was on the corporate side. So I would find agents and say, hey, do you have a referral partner in Temecula? Because this was down in San Diego. You need to meet my wife. So I started making all of these introductions. But then more than that was she created masterminds with agents from different areas where they would meet once a month, talk about ideas, and then become referral partners. And
I closed 14 transactions off of referrals the year before last.
Yeah, 2021 off of doing those types of things is those referrals from other agents. We are happy to pay a referral fee because the minute they come down here and they meet us, maybe they know other friends that are moving from, we had a lot of people from the Bay coming down this way because they're like, I can sell a 900 square foot house for $2 million and come down here and buy a 3,500 square foot house for $700,000 and I'm good.
I know we're jumping a little bit, but also that is one other stream, right, for us of marketing to staying back in front of those agents that have referred me business and referring it back. I just got one for Ohio and I was like, oh, I know, I had a referral from there. Called him, connected with him again, just send little gifts from Temecula. I know those are paid things and it's off subject and it wasn't on our list of things to talk about, but it is a way to build some really great relationships and help motivate each other. So you don't, Yeah,
there's a lot of networking, like referral agent groups out there. We're part of one and there's agents from all over different brokerages and everybody in there is just constantly sending referrals back and forth. I know Radius has one as well. So that's another, again, free way, meet other agents that are out of area, create a mastermind where you meet for 30 minutes, an hour, once a month, whether it's an accountability partner or just to share marketing ideas. But then you have an opportunity to create those relationships.
And the easiest way for me, I will tell you, I have the same line every realtor I talk to is, can I pick your brain? We all love that. So as soon as I ask that, they're like, oh yeah, anytime, call me. And we've just made some great, great friendships from that and just help motivate each other and have created some additional masterminds out of that. And we still years later talk and still years later send referrals back and forth.
So why don't you jump into, we're going to talk about the paid side. So I'll have Stacey talk about like the ninja selling and what we're doing with our database right now. And then I'll share other things that we're doing with some other paid sources.
So you can get ninja selling on Audible, listen to it when you're working out or whatever you're doing. I mean, I would start again, like I said, from chapter 1 till the end. But if you want to get something that at least it's motivated me and it's what hooked me in the book, was chapter 24, 25. And I think it was also, you just keep getting like stuck. But start, if you want to start at chapter 24 and read 24 and 25 and then start over, in the beginning, it might make a lot of sense to you. They talk about some case studies they did. There was an agent, when Mike talks about farming, they made up an agent. They sent out an 8x8, campaign. And by the end of that, they went back and asked who was the agent of the area. And the celebrity agent was the fake agent they had created for this case study. And the whole point is because and you'll understand when you read this book, but you got into the flow. You were who they thought of as they walked that face to the trash can, to throw away the flyer. And so it kind of goes into, I'll talk about, this is very inexpensive, what I do with our past clients and anybody within our CRM, our database. And it starts over every 3 months. So it keeps it very easy. Every quarter, you're going to do the exact same thing. Every single month, you're going to send an email and you're going to send a mailer to anybody within your database. That first of every quarter is going to be about marketing. The rest, I don't care what it's about. It can be about how to make a special cocktail or what's going on in your area. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it's about. Only the first of every quarter, it needs to be about the market and what's going on in the market. And then you're going to do one extra activity every month. So when you start the first month is going to be a video text message. Second month is going to be a pop by or handwritten cards to 25 people in your database. And then one I love is, and people seem to really like, I bought it off of Etsy. It's a little mailer. I've been using it for years. It's just got a $5 Starbucks gift card on it it was cheaper to put a Hearthstone sticker on it. And it just says something about like my business runs on coffee and referrals. And then the third one is a client event. And then it starts all over. So I don't want to spend a lot of money on client events right now. So what we do as a team is we've created something called a Successful Homeowner Series. So every quarter, we pick a different affiliate to host the event, and we host it with them. We do it via Zoom. So then we can send out emails. It gives me a reason to call my past clients and say, hey, we're hosting this event. Just wanted to see if you're interested. So we've done one about trust, living trust. We've done one about inspect the unexpected, when we had a home inspector come on and talk about, these are the things you kind of should be doing that maybe you're not even thinking about, but it could save you thousands of dollars in the long run. And we always get a handful of people on them. But what it's about is it's just them being invited to something. I always tell the team, it doesn't matter if somebody shows up or not at your event. It's that they were thought about, because maybe they were busy. They're not going to miss little Johnny's soccer practice to come sit through your Successful Homeowner Series or to get that free cone of ice. But they were thought about. And that's what matters, is people want to be cared about. And so then that starts over every 3 months. So consistently every month they are getting a mailer and they are getting a email. Then every month you're going to rotate. It's going to be a video text message on month 1 of the quarter. Month 2 is the pop by or handwritten cards to 25 people in your database. And 3 is going to be some sort of client event. So that can be anything. You can get creative. You could be like, oh my gosh, it's Easter. I'm going to mail out, 200 coloring pages. Whoever sends a picture back, I do a raffle or whatever for a basket. Whatever that is, you can get creative with your event. You don't have to rent out the movie theater and do the ice skating rink. You can get creative. I mean, as time grows and your budget grows, you can add in those things, but you got to start somewhere. So you don't want to break the bank and put yourself out of business, for sure. So start with something. I think it's fun to do those Successful Homeowner Series, because it also gives our team a chance to showcase their vendors. Yep. And that helps their vendors solidify those relationships. So the very first one, when we did with the trust, one of our girls is really good on our team, has a really good friend that is a probate attorney. So she brought her on and she hosted the class, and it was so well received. And actually the probate attorney ended up getting a few trusts out of it, which was awesome. But then the girl on our team ended up getting a referral for a listing. So that also helps you solidify those businesses within your community or within your friend group that may be able to be a referral partner for you. It's not about how can you help me, it's about how can I help you. And that's how we try to run our business, but staying in front of them. So those things, most of them are free activities. Yes, the postcards cost a little bit, but it's not much. The email's free, and the majority of the activities are free. So if you can't afford those pop-bys right now, that's fine. But you can do the 25 handwritten cards, so just be thoughtful to others and unfold.
And because of, the pandemic, everybody is now used to Zoom and QR codes and all of these things that weren't part of our daily lives before that. So now for us, it was always a struggle because we are originally from an hour north of where we live now. We went to school there. We went to the same high school. Like, our families were up there. So we still get a lot of business up there. So it's not like we can just have a client event and invite them all down here and everybody show up. Our business is spread out. We're working on getting more local so we don't have to drive so far. But it was always that kind of excuse for us. Oh, well, I've got people in Rancho Cucamonga. I've got clients in South San Diego County, and we're here in the Temecula Valley. Like, no one's going to come, so let's just not do it. Well, that's where the Homeowner Success Series was like, hey, everybody can log on to Zoom at 6 for 30 minutes to share valuable information. And then it grew as the team grew and they started inviting people. And then whoever it is, the featured speaker, they're inviting their database. They see you as the agent, this person, the last one, inspect the unexpected with our home inspector. He's able to talk about just maintenance, and people were like, oh my gosh, even after the call, we're like, dang it, we got to go do this, that, and the other thing, right? But those types of things and events allowed us, again, to bring value, to bring education, and to stay top of mind.
And let nothing be an excuse. If you do not have time to do a pop-by, you can send that gift card. We try to do some fun things too. Like when it was quarantine, we sent a bunch of wine glasses. We just did stickers. I got the wine glasses, I think at like the Dollar Tree, and we had somebody do a cricket, and it was our logo, and it said Quarantini. Like, just mailing those little things out. We've done koozies when those were a big thing, and they were showing up people and mailed them out. Actually, we were even at the time putting them in our brokerages, like refrigerator and all the drinks. But wherever you can get them, people take them. We would have people posting us on Instagram, like, thanks from Mexico, thanks from, I don't even remember where else,
part of the world. Yeah,
countries. Like we've done, we did a drink event. That was another, what do you call it? Zoom one, where somebody came on and taught how to make a cocktail. Like there's things that you can do that don't cost a lot of money, but it goes far. I mean, even to this day, I mean, we sent out those koozies probably 3 or 4 years ago, and we still have people popping them up, on Instagram from time to time. So just have fun with it, be creative, send your stuff out, get people to post your swag, and it grows from there for sure.
Yeah, here locally, another thing that we did, I joined the board for AYSO, right? The youth soccer organization, only so I could be involved in the events and everything else that's going on, meet the local business owners. Yes, I do care about our kids and all of those things, right? But there's always another idea there. So we just had opening day. I got all the vendors out there. There was, free churros, balloons, you name it for the kids. But then it was a way for us to have a booth. We have a bunch of hats. All these kids running around with our logo on their hats and passing all this stuff out for free. We had a giveaway, bought a cheap speaker from Costco for an email address, phone number, and are you a homeowner? Yes or no, added you to an opportunity to win a speaker. There's a lot of creative ways and things going on in the community. And if they're not, then create them. There's a local agent here in our farm that all of a sudden it's her second annual garage sale. Yeah, not a lot of people did it, but every year she's growing with this for that brand recognition. She's just chose a date on the calendar, went around, passed out flyers. Hey, don't forget, we're going to have a community garage sale. And it will grow over time as long as she stays consistent.
But those are all additional pillars. You have to stick with something like the plan I just gave you.
Yeah.
That is number one. Whatever way you are going to stay in front of your clients, you need to get in front of them, create it, put it on your client calendar. That is your non-negotiable. Then these are all extra pillars to create those extra opportunities throughout the year and to create that brand awareness. But staying in front of your database with that specific plan is a non-negotiable.
Yeah. And now here locally, because we've only been here for 2 years, the house we live in, this house right here, was a listing from consistently door dropping, door knocking, putting him in HomeBot. He wasn't ready, year went by, and then all of a sudden I saw in HomeBot that he was actively tweaking his home value, updating his loan information. So I call him, hey, Ron, I see that you're active in HomeBot, trying to see the value of your home. What's going on? Oh, yeah, I think I have enough equity. I need to walk with this much so I can buy my house up in Bishop, blah, 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 blah. And it turned out that way. And then we ended up buying his home. But it was staying consistent in this market. So now that we're here locally consistently, we try to do those same type of things to where there's this farm that we chose, the streets here. It's only 250 homes. Because one, it makes it easy. It's all the people I see in the morning when I'm taking my kids to the bus stop. It's the people that we see when we're walking in the evening. They're walking their dogs. We want to make sure that they know who we are. So they do get the postcards. They do get, we use the Living magazine.
Oh, okay. I'll get a copy.
I can't remember what it's called, but they all get a magazine quarterly. They get postcards. I will bring it
because it's gotten great feedback. So
yeah, they get postcards from us. We do the door drops using the Altos reports, handwritten letters. We did the things that we are spending money on besides the postcards and the magazines. We are on the back of every single receipt at the local grocery store. There's only one grocery store. So, and, we called the number on the back. It's Cold Stone Creamery. It's the pizza, Marco's Pizza, and it's us. Have we gotten a call off of it? No, but they see the brand recognition. They see our faces. I will never let it go because the minute I do and another agent comes in, there can't be another agent. We pay for the banners at the local school. So all the parents that are picking up their kids, they see our banner on the side of the fence. We want to become, hyper local in this community. So we are doing all of the things. We know it takes 18 plus touches. They need to see us multiple times. So that is where we are spending money here locally, as well as Zillow approached us at the end of last year because a lot of people didn't know what the year was going to be. So they pulled from, their ad spend on Zillow. We've never been a Zillow partner. We're not Zillow Flex, but Zillow Premier opened up for the zip code we live in. So we're like, sure, we'll find a way to do it. Brought a lender in to offset some of the costs. And we closed 10% of the leads that are sent to us. I think we've closed like 3 or 4.
And this is new for us.
In 6 months off of Zillow. And they wanted us to expand because our closing ratios are so high. They're like, this zip code's open, this zip code's. We're like, no, we want to be here. I love when somebody comes through and they want to see a house and it's literally 3 minutes from here. So that is the other thing. Good to be home.
This is one of the mailers that I send out once a quarter. And all you have to do is pick the cover you want and send them your photo. And they do the rest of it. The little magazines in there, you got to tear out. There's always like some sort of home renovation and recipes. But what's fun about this is it's not that much. What does it come down to? Do you know per magazine?
I think it's like 2 something.
So we use that as one of the mailers. It goes out once a quarter for my plan. And the cool part is we've got people that are like, hey, when does your next magazine come out? It's really pretty. Every agent I know that is using it, they seem to like it. And the cool thing is it sits around on their table for a month or 2. So we're in their face for a month or 2. That's all I look at it as. Rather than like spending a ton of money on something like CoreFact, we did that. And some agents have great success with it. We tested it. We spent a year. Did it support some stuff? Yes, but we didn't get the return for the amount of money. So we reevaluated. We do believe in the mailers, but we just found a much cheaper company. So if you are looking for a different company that's kind of a plug and play, reach out to us and Mike can send you the company we're using. But the Good to Be Home has been very successful for us.
And then all of our sphere and clients that get this, because we have our local neighbors here and then family, friends, and stuff like that. Anytime they get a magazine, they post it on social media and they tag us. And then we just share it because they're sharing us to their network. We reshare it. So it kind of, will pay for itself. And people have, like she said, they love it. They look forward to the next one. But that's really outside of the magazine and Zillow Premier,
and mailers.
And the mailers. And we use Wise Pelican. Wise Pelican, I like them because you don't have to set up a monthly service plan with them. You can send 1 postcard a year if you wanted to. Not that I suggest that because you'd be wasting your money. But we just sent one out letting everybody know we're the local realtor. Then the next one going out is for the summer solstice, and it's a Mai Tai recipe. And you can just create them all. And if you don't have a targeted list, you can tell them where you want it to go and they'll create the list for you. And they take care of everything. I just select it, upload our photo, they mail it out. And I didn't even pay for the expedited because they try to upsell you. Buy the expedited to make sure it gets there in time. I did the snail mail and it still arrived at our door in, I think it was 6 days from the time I clicked pay to the time it ended up in our mailbox. It was 6 days. Wasn't very expensive. But again, staying top of mind, knowing that it's going to take those 18 touches to create an opportunity for us.
And I think something leading into with the market shift, I told Mike, you have to read. Once I got to chapter 24 again, and I know, Donna, you said this is something that it's tried and true and it works and you tried it in your business. But I don't know how many times I'm going to plug those 2 books, but Ninja Selling, really read chapter 24 because we are going to actually change up a little bit in this market. You have to work 10 times harder to stay top of mind. And you know what's awesome about it though? Just as we're going to go up, and Ricky Cruz talked time too, right? As we pull back, we get our business in order, we relook at our business plans. But I definitely want to do some of these 8x8s again to some of my database. Just to push it, be top of mind even more. And then it's like you pull back to go forward. And so as this market shifts back, we're already starting to see multiple offers on properties again. The second these interest rates drop, what's going to happen? There's going to be lines, there's just we all know there's not enough listings on the market.
Yeah.
So you want to, as you pull back and you're doing all the work right now so that as this market shifts again, you are the agent.
And stay consistent. I mean, that's one of the biggest, that's hard for everybody, right? Like we pretty much have closed out our pipeline. We've got some listings coming. We are working with some buyers, but are we on track to hit the goals that we set for ourselves? No, we're going to be a little bit short, but I think, most people kind of set goals last year. And then as this year started to unfold, they've had to adjust and tweak and just be with themselves. And we did the same thing. The ad spend that we thought we were going to have at the end of last year has definitely shifted and changed. And we have pulled back on some things, but that's why we are focusing on.
But then we've gone harder on other things.
Yeah. And we're focusing on the free things, but you just have to work it. Right. A lot of agents, there's no secret sauce. When I was on the corporate side and I would meet with top agents, they would always, hey, come on in, shut the door behind you. Don't say anything of what I share with you is between us. And they were all doing the same thing, right? It's meeting new people. It's staying in front of your existing database and making sure people know that like you're an agent and don't be afraid to ask for the business. One of the things we tell our daughters is the answer is no if you don't ask. Like, if you're not asking for the business, chances are your phone's not going to just ring. So you got to make sure that people know that you're still active in it. And if you don't want to call them and tell them, then make the social media post letting them know like, hey, there is still high buyer demand in our market. There's just not a lot of houses for sale. Maybe you don't want to go on the market, but you are interested in selling your house if the right offer came along. I'd love to help you with that. I know a lot of agents that are looking for a property in this area. If, let's have a pocket listing and we'll go from there and see if there's something I can do to help you get the right offer in front of you.
And remember who's on your medium list, like who's hot, who's just you're keeping up with in your CRM, and who's in that list of the warm leads. And I try to pair them up. Like I've got one right now where we take the listing next week and they're going to move to their Palm Springs house. I sold them last year, but they're going to be looking in Carlsbad. So his mom calls and is like, oh my gosh, there's another one in my track. So what I do, I pulled the listing real quick and I sent it to them and they're like, oh my gosh, it's a beautiful home. Well, now we've got their wheels turning. Maybe they won't move to their Palm Springs house because their ultimate goal is to end up in Oceanside or Carlsbad. So just stay top of mind, try to put things together for people, just being helpful. So is there any other questions for us?
Yeah, I feel like we've talked a lot and I hope it's valuable to you guys. I mean, these are the things that we do and we share with our team. Our team, we have brand new agents. We have seasoned agents that have been in real estate, 5 times as much as long as we have. And at the end of the day, it just comes down to being consistent, putting in the work. There's no secret sauce.
And if you need motivation, when I had gotten into a slump a couple months ago, when the market had shifted, I think we were all exhausted as agents, right? I felt like I didn't see my family for over 3 years. It felt like we were working literally 7 days a week. I could barely keep myself above water, like my head above water. And so when the market shifted, I felt like one, stressed because I was so used to working on overdrive, but also like, oh, okay, well, rested break, which is not okay. And so one thing I did was picked up Atomic Habits, and I swear you only have to read a couple pages, be able to highlight something that is going to motivate you and remind you, you can either get 2% better every day or 2% worse every day. And if you are just doing a little bit of an uptick every day, where will you be at that end of the year? If you just took even that plan we gave you, if you are not doing anything within your CRM and you get people into your CRM, I don't care if it is 200 people, you get them into your CRM and you're emailing them, mailing them, and picking one extra activity to stay in front of them, you will get into their flow and you will be top of mind when they think about buying or selling or they know somebody. So
yeah, it really comes like besides the top of mind is educating them, because maybe your database, past client, they're not in the market to sell their home, but they have a lot of equity over the past 3-4 years that they've built in owning this home that they haven't touched yet. Let them know that it's a great time to invest, right? So now you can create buyers. Hey, you can use some of that equity to look for, an off-market opportunity, short-term rental, long-term rental.
Which is cool about HomeBot. If you're not familiar with it, it gives them opportunities to play around with their equity and see what they could do with that property. And it does help spark. We've had plenty of conversations out of that where people have bought. We had one client buy a triplex, out of it, just looking at, wow, okay, I could take my equity and I could put it in an investment property. And what would this give you? And, just kind of sparks those ideas.
Yeah. Some of our friends that are agents in Riverside, they have a team and they have I think it's 100 investment deals going on right now, today. They're in escrow or they've already closed and they are, turning houses into duplexes and triplexes with ADUs. I said, where'd you get your investors? He said, we created them, right? We started looking for off-market opportunities. And when we found a good opportunity that the numbers made sense, we sent out an email, hey, to all of our past database, all of our homeowners that we knew had equity. Hey, we've got a deal of a day. If you've ever thought about investing in building your real estate portfolio, give us a call. And that turned into, now they have, people that have multiple properties. So that's kind of been our focus as well, is kind of shifting, not to go to another direction. But there are ways to create buyers in your existing database, even without them, selling their home. So there's multiple ways to do it. And, if anybody on this call would love to talk more, create a group offline, we're open to it. We love meeting new people, bouncing ideas off of each other. Maybe you just want to tell us our ideas are terrible and they don't work and you've tried them, whatever. We're open to anything. But really, iron sharpens iron, right? If we can all teach people and share ideas, we'll all grow, we'll all win, and reach our goals and make more money.
Right. And these things are tried and true. It's what's worked for us. I remember the first 6 months of being in business and just crying and being so frustrated because I wanted it so bad. And he would sit me in front of all of these top agents he was training, and everyone, like he said, would be like, come in, shut the door. And the one thing I kept saying is the only thing consistent is that they're doing it. They show up every day and they are prospecting. So pick what works for you and do it. For me, it's keeping it simple and just staying in front of them.
Because she will not cold call. She will not door knock. She will not talk to people she doesn't know.
I door knock before open houses, but
but that's fine. She doesn't like to do those things where I'm the guy when the elevator door shuts, I turn around and I talk to everybody. I'm just more outgoing. Once I meet them and then I'll introduce them to her, she creates relationships and, we flourish with that. But, there's that yin and yang, but it's really just meeting new people and adding them to your database.
Yes, you want to get out of your comfort zone, but you also want to stick with what you're good at.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to do something. You're not going to get me to cold call every day. I tried it for 6 months and we actually did get a couple listings off of it. So it works. I know it works, but will I do it consistently? I had to be real with myself.
She didn't like the rejection.
I am not going to do it consistently. But what I can do consistently is stay in front of my past clients. Yeah. And if you don't have past clients, you can stay in front of, get people from your database. Like I said, the free way that was easiest for me was getting people from social media, from blasts from the past. Who do I know that I can entice? Hey, I got a little something I want to send you. What are they going to say? No, they're going to tell you, sure, here's my information. And if they look at it and they don't do anything with it, oh, well, you're never going to see them anyways.
Yeah.
And then always open houses, you can always get data from, obviously. And it adds up quick. You think, how am I going to get 200 or 2,000? I mean, we've got so many people in our database now, but how are you going to get those people into your database that quickly? No. If you're doing an open house a week, you're going to get 3-4 people at least that you can add to your database. Do another event and raffle something off. One of your affiliates will donate a basket. Or go in with you half on a basket to raffle off. There's another 10 people. Before you know it, you're at a couple hundred. Just get out there. I mean, I'm never going to do something and go to a gym and pass out 20 business cards. Those kinds of things aren't going to work for me. So I have to be real with myself. What is going to work for me? What is going to work for the team? Just do it. Find what works for you and do it and be consistent. And that's all we got for you.
Yeah, thank everybody for jumping on with us and sticking through to the end. Hopefully you found one thing that you can use and hopefully it helps you grow your business. And
if you haven't heard of HomeBot, check it out.
Yeah. And that is it.